Hey everyone, so today we're going to be looking at 10.1. We're going to be solving for a specific variable, and then we are also going to be solving systems of equations graphically. You guys already know how to do the second one. We've talked about it before, and the calculator is going to do most of the work for you. So let's start off with solving for a specific variable. So for example here, our goal is to get y by itself. I've got a y here, but I have a whole bunch of other stuff too that I don't care about. I want to get rid of that stuff so that I can get y by itself. Okay, so the idea here is that we want to move everything away from y. So starting out, we're going to subtract 2x, make that a little bit smaller, and we need to do it from both sides. That's a little easier to see. Okay, so negative 3y, 9 minus 2x. Okay, well, I've still got this negative 3 here that I need to get rid of. Okay, well, there's multiplication happening here, so opposite's going to be division. And then I just do it to the other side as well. Okay, because anything I do one side, I need to do the other. So I've got y is equal to 9 minus 2x over negative 3. And that's it. Y is by itself. That's what our goal was. For our second problem, a little bit more complicated here. Goal is still the same though. I want to get y by itself. Okay, well, if I notice here, this is being added. The first term here is being added to the second term. So let's get rid of this first term. So let's subtract x minus 2 squared. But again, if I do it to one side, I need to do it to the other. So minus x minus 2 quantity squared. So I've got y plus 3 squared equals 16 minus x minus 2 quantity squared. Okay, well, again, still trying to get y by itself. Can't get rid of this 3 yet, though, because of this square. So anytime I have a square, I just need to take a square root. Okay, now this is going to look kind of gross, and that's fine. The ones in Math Excel should be a little bit easier than this. Okay, so if you're good on this and understand what's going on, you're going to be fine. Okay, so then I still have the 16 minus x minus 2 quantity squared. Oops. Sorry, that squared should not be there anymore. Okay, those canceled out, so they're not there anymore. Okay, well, at this point, I don't really need these parentheses, so I really just have y plus 3 equals square root 16 minus same stuff. Okay, so the only thing I need to get rid of now is this 3. Opposite of addition is a subtraction, so minus 3, minus 3. So y is equal to square root of 16 minus x minus 2 quantity squared. Now be careful here that in Math Excel you are putting this minus 3 outside of the parentheses or outside of the radical. If you don't, if you put it under the radical, it's going to tell you it's wrong. So just be careful of that. And there's my answer. Y is by itself. That was the goal. Okay, this one's a little trickier. You're going to see this one occasionally in Math Excel. Anytime you have fractions like this or rational expressions like this, and you have a C and you have a C, the best thing to do is to try to get those fractions on opposite sides of the equal sign. Okay, little tricky, but not too bad. Let me show you. I want to move this fraction over to the other side. Well, what's happening between these two fractions is subtraction. Opposite of subtraction is addition. So let's just add it. C over a squared minus b squared. And if I do it to one side, I need to do it to the other side. A squared minus b squared. Okay? These ones go away. I'm adding the inverse of that, so it goes to 0 and it goes away. Okay, so now I have 1 over c. equals c over a squared minus b squared. Okay, it's just that because this was started out with 0. Okay, I do not need to include that 0 because if I add 0 to something, it's not going to change it. Okay, so next step, cross multiply. I know we haven't really done a lot of this year, but that's what we need to do here. Okay, what's going to happen is I've got c times c, which gives me c squared. I also have 1 times this. Well, 1 times anything is just that thing. So a squared minus b squared. Okay. Well, on our last problem, we said anytime we have a square, we just take the square root and it goes away. So let's do that. If I do it to one side, I need to do it the other side. Remember, the whole goal here is to get to c. So cancels out. C square root of a squared minus b squared, and I am done. I've got to c. I don't need to do anything with this left side. It's done. There's my answer. Okay, last one. Now, this one looks worse. It's actually not too bad. Let me show you. So on the last problem, we took a square root to get rid of a square. Well, remember, we have reciprocal operations. Adding and subtracting are opposites, so we can use them to cancel out. But it goes both ways. Subtraction cancels out addition, addition cancels out subtraction. Square root cancels out a square. Well, then a square should cancel out a square root. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this. So we've got mu equal to square root of 3 RT over M. Okay, those of you in physics, this should look very familiar. Okay, I'm going to square this side. I'm going to square this side. That's going to cancel out. So I've got mu squared equals 3 RT over M. Okay. Again, whole goal here is to get to just R. So let's get rid of this M. Let's get rid of this fraction. Anytime we can get rid of a fraction, let's do. So I've got M times mu squared equals 3 RT. Okay, well, all this is being multiplied. So to get rid of multiplication, I divide. So then I've got M mu squared over 3t equals 3's canceled, t's canceled, r. Well, isn't that what I wanted? Okay, it's on the left side. That's fine. Doesn't matter which side it is on. There's my answer. Okay, last part's super easy. You guys have done this before with me, I promise. Goal here is to find out where these things are the same. Okay, now I've got two functions. I've got f of x and I've got g of x. I'm trying to figure out where they are the same. Use your calculator. Okay, remember there's the free online calculator. Check on Canvas for the link. So on my calculator, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first function. I'm going to put it in y1. I'm going to take my second function. I'm going to put it in y2. That's as simple as it gets. That's the hardest part. So x squared minus 3, enter, negative 1/2 times x minus 3 halves. Okay. Just to double check, if your window is messed up, remember you can always reset your window by hitting zoom and then going to standard. Okay, now keep in mind, directions say I only need the x values here because that's all I need. Okay, well, it intersects in two spots. One's over here, one's on the right side. Second, calc. Intersect. We've done this. We've done this. I promise we've done this. Okay, I'm going to go over towards this left one. Okay, once you get close to it, just hit enter 3 times. And then my x value on my first one is negative 1.5. Okay, so x is equal to negative 1.5. I need to check that second value though. So I'm going to do the same thing. Second, trace, number 5, Go over to the right. Hit enter 3 times. And I'm done. X is 1. There's my answer. Done. That's all you have to do on this problem. Okay, last one, really quick. Same concept. I'm just going to clear these out. I'm going to put one of them. Oops. I'm going to put one of them in y1, one of them in y2. It 100% does not matter. X squared plus x minus 12. Now, you do want to make sure that these are the only 2 functions you have in there. That can cause problems, but as long as that's true, then you're fine. X plus 6, done. Graph. Okay, crosses twice again. Same idea. Second trace. 5. Move over to that spot on the first one. Okay, you don't need to be exact, just be close. That's close enough. There's my first answer. Okay, so x is approximately -4. Negative 4.19. Rounding correctly. Okay, on the second one, same idea. I'm going to hit second calc 5. Move over to that right side. Again, don't need to be exact. Just get close. So approximately 3.41. And that's it. Done. Okay. If you have any questions, make sure you're dropping in for those Zoom meetings. Hope to see you guys there.